Hi guys, Tiffany here and welcome to another edition of Thirsty Thursday. I am so excited for today's cocktail like I always am on every Thursday, but I'm super excited today because I put my brain to the test to try and come up with some creative Halloween October-ish cocktail that really just screamed, I don't know, trick-or-treating, Halloween, spooky, and I came up with a martini, a Midori Martini to be specific. The reason I chose the Midori is because it is a melon liqueur that literally looks like neon green, kind of reminds me of Slimer from Ghostbusters, and something about that color just made me think, okay, this could really lend well to Halloween and the month of October. A martini is a vodka-based drink, and really, you've got these two liquors. We're doing Midori and we're doing the vodka. I highly recommend using a good vodka, and this right here is Grey Goose. This is a delicious, very smooth vodka. I know that Tito's is really popular. There's another like Deep Eddy something or other. I have that down there, but I opted for the Grey Goose because this one here just goes down a lot smoother. And when you're making a martini, vodka is the main liquor in here, and you want to try and get the best that you can. So, two liquors, Midori and our Grey Goose. We're going to be using a little bit of lemon juice. Again, I have it in the bottle. Feel free to use freshly squeezed lemon juice as well. I'm sure it'll make the cocktail taste amazing, probably a little better than the store-bought, but it still is delicious if that's what you've got. And this right here is a simple syrup, okay? And we have made simple syrup before. If you followed along with me, we've made simple syrups, but we've infused them with other things. We've made a strawberry one for my strawberry margaritas. I showed you how to do blueberry and blackberry. I showed you how to do a mango simple syrup. But simple syrup on its own is literally 1 cup of water and 1 cup of sugar. And it could be it's just 1-to-1 of water and sugar. So if you did half a cup of sugar, you do half a cup of water. If you did a 1/4 cup of sugar, you do a 1/4 cup of water. It's just 1-to-1. You put it on a saucepan on your stove and you heat it up until the sugar completely melts and dissolves, and then you put it into some sort of container. I put it in this container here. It's got a nice seal on it. I'm obviously not using it all today, but I can put it in the fridge and it will stay in there for a few weeks with no problem. So you want to, once you're done obviously making it, you want to let it kind of cool. I poured it into this container and I actually stuck it in my freezer for a little bit because I wanted to be able to make it for the cocktail that I'm making with you guys right now. But this is so easy, that's why it's called simple syrup. So simple, 1-to-1, sugar and water. You're just melting or dissolving the sugar in the water over medium heat on your stovetop until it looks like this, and that's it. And then you cannot have a martini or a Midori martini without some maraschino cherries. You just cannot do it. Sometimes I tell you guys the garnish is optional, okay? It is kind of optional. If you have everything else, feel free to leave that out. But if you're going out to the store to buy stuff to make this Midori martini, you must get maraschino cherries because that just takes this to the next level. And a lot of people will do martinis with olives, which is more of a drier martini, but if you're doing a sweeter one, you want to have your cute little, and I'm going to show you guys what I have here, your little pick, and I don't know if you guys, look at this, this is a bat, and we're going to put our maraschino cherries on this and stick it inside of our cocktail. I found these actually on Amazon. I'm going to show you guys because there's like 4 different picks in here. I'm so obsessed with it. It's a box. I've got some ghost. Oop, there's a ghost. I showed you guys the spider already. Getting close for you. I've got a pumpkin. And last but not least, there is a bat. inside of here. How cute are these, right? So this is gonna be super, it's extra, right? But if we're gonna make this a Halloween inspired cocktail, if you guys are doing this, you're having some people over for a Halloween, don't know what you plan on doing, if kids are trick-or-treating, whatever the case may be, you can just make it for you and your hubby or your girlfriend or whoever, yourself. But this is a fun drink to drink during this time of Halloween. And I also, because again, I'm extra, I just have some of those like spiders, the rings or whatever, you get them super cheap. They actually, these came inside of the webbing, the webs that you get at the Dollar Tree. I had these, I'm gonna put one of them on the side of the glass as well to make it look pretty. All right, so excited. I have to take a breath because I feel like I'm going so quickly, but I'm super excited because I already made the cocktail ahead of time, of course, to take pictures, and it's so good and it looks so adorable. You guys are gonna love it. All right, you ready to do this? It is so easy, really, really, really easy. So the hard part is out of the way. Learning about all of the different things that you're going to put inside of your cocktail was the hardest part. We are gonna make our martini in a martini glass. Martini glasses are typically a little bit smaller, and they've got, you know, that edge here that's not the easiest to kind of maneuver. So it's gonna sound like I'm not putting a lot of liquid in here, and it's not gonna go all the way to the top. That's just because when you put the additional things inside, like the cherries, or if you were doing a dirty martini, you would put olives and things inside. You want to be able to like actually pick up the glass without everything spilling over the sides and wasting your drink. So we're gonna make this like, it's gonna be not a lot of liquid. So I'm just letting you guys know, if you're planning on making this in a different glass, you don't have a martini glass, feel free to double all of the ingredients if you want to, because I'm really only using an ounce of the 2 liquors, an ounce, of the lemon juice, and half an ounce of the simple syrup. So it's really like gonna turn out to be maybe 4 ounces, not even in here. So feel free to double it if you're gonna be using a different kind of glass that's bigger, or you do want it all the way to the top and you just have to go down and sip it off of the counter before you pick it up. Totally up to you. But just wanted to give you that little warning as to why it doesn't seem like a lot of liquid inside of this drink today. All right, so cocktail shaker. This is ice inside. A martini needs to be extremely, extremely cold. So we're gonna shake it for quite a bit because you want everything to be ice cold. That being said, ideally, if you could put your liquor in the refrigerator for a little while just to let it cool down, that would be great. I actually have this Grey Goose sitting inside of my wine cabinet. My wine cabinet's kind of a go-to for all of that kind of stuff, but feel free to put it in your fridge. You could also put it in your freezer. It's not gonna freeze because of the alcohol content of it, but it's gotta be cold, people. All right, moral of the story, it's gotta be cold. Martinis, cold. So ice inside of here. And we're gonna start with my pour here, my measure. I'm gonna do 1 ounce each of the Midori, of the Grey Goose, and of the lemon juice. So 1 ounce of Midori going inside of our cocktail shaker. There's 1 ounce, woohoo! And of course, you know me, hitting stuff, making a mess, because that's how I roll around here. 1 ounce of that, let's move that out of the way. 1 ounce of our Grey Goose, which again, I highly recommend a nicer vodka, if at all possible, when making martinis, because when you're focusing a specific liquor that's really gonna pop out in a cocktail, you want to use the best that you can. Sometimes, like for example, a sangria, you don't want to use your best bottle of wine that you have inside of your wine cabinet because you're adding juices and fruits and sugar and all that stuff. The wine is kind of just there, but it's not the focal point. But when you're doing something like this, you're gonna want to have a nicer type of liquor. Plus, you're not using a lot of it either. So if you buy it, you're only using a little bit at a time. Your bottle's gonna last a lot longer when you're doing something like this. So highly recommend it. But if you've got your Tito's, I know I've got Tito's too, feel free to use that as well. 1 ounce as well of that lemon juice. And I didn't say it today, but if you follow along with my Thirsty Thursday cocktails, you know that 1 ounce is, 1 ounce is equivalent to 2 tablespoons. So if you don't have a cocktail set like I do here, you need to buy one. But if you don't, for the time being, 1 ounce is equivalent to 2 tablespoons. All right, simple syrup. So for the simple syrup, we are going to do 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. This to me, for my palate, is the perfect sour tart from this right here, from your lemon juice, and then the sweetness from the simple syrup. If you want, start with 1/4 ounce. If you're not a huge sweet person, start with 1/4 ounce and then work your way up. You could start immediately with me at the 1/2 ounce, and if you don't think it's sweet enough, add a little bit more of the simple syrup. That's the good thing about cocktails. You just want to make sure that you are putting in like a lower amount, because obviously you can't take out, but you can add more if need be. But I've already made this. I thought that 1/2 ounce was perfect. It was a perfect balance of sweet and tart. So I'm putting my 1/2 ounce inside of here, and that's it. That is all the ingredients that you need to make this Midori Martini. So we are going to, like I said, give this a good shake. We're wanting to shake this really, really well because we want it to be super cold. So I'm gonna shake it quite a bit here, get my workout in for the day. And you know it's getting cold when you've got condensation running on both of your shakers. This one was obviously already doing that because the ice was sitting in there, but when you see that the top also has condensation like so, you know everything's getting super cold. That's why it's also really nice to have these shakers like this, because they're metal, and the purpose of them too is to get everything to get cool quicker. All right, so here we go. Now, the moment of truth. Let's see here if I can even get my shaker apart. Of course, there we go. Or not. Come on, there we go. All right, so I am going to carefully, let's see where I can put this here. I think that was better where I had it. I am gonna put this drink in the cup, and you're gonna be so excited to see the color. It's gonna remind you of slime, or Slimer, like I said, from Ghostbusters. Oh my gosh, guys. Are you seeing the color of this? It is phenomenal. And just like I said, it is not going all the way to the top. And I'm so happy about that, because that way I could actually pick it up and drink it without spilling it on the counter. So I'm gonna show you. All right. Now, the moment of truth here, right? Because I'm going to add some additional pizzazz to everything. I told you I was going to add a skewer, and I'm gonna put some maraschino cherries on it. I've actually already done that. From the magic of television, I have it sitting here already for you. I put just 2 of these jumbo maraschino cherries on one of my little spider skewers. Now, if you want it to stand up in the bottom of your glass, which I did, you don't want the point sticking out. I moved it up so that the bottom was flat and you can't see it. Sorry, my hand is shaking there. I made it just so that the stick wasn't showing. And now, by doing that, when I stick it in the cocktail, it sits up so cute inside of the bottom of the glass. Let me see if I can get it. It's a little bit harder to do when I'm holding it up. See, it stands up like so. So it's standing, now it's falling. Stand, stand. My finger's all in my drink, but you know, I'm the only one drinking it, so it's okay. All right, And just because I want to be a little bit extra, like I said, I'm gonna add a little spider on the side of my glass as well to make it a little cute, like so. And that is it, guys. This is a Midori Martini Spooktacular for Halloween. Of course, I'm gonna take a sip because I always do. Let me try. Oh my gosh. You guys will, all right, let me put it down before I spill it all over the counter. Definitely taste the Grey Goose, pops out at you. Definitely taste sweet and tart, like at the same time. So you've got that lemon in there from the lemon juice. You've got the simple syrup that gives it a little bit of sweetness. And then you do taste a little bit of a melon type of aftertone because remember that Midori that we use is a melon liqueur. This is the cutest, most delicious cocktail. I'm so excited for this. Wait till you guys see the little pictures that I took with it because I made a whole little Halloween thing themed for it. But I gotta try one more time because this one is just delicious. All right, well, I think you're gonna love this one. Hope you guys have a wonderful Thirsty Thursday. Happy Thursday to you. We will be back next week. I have an amazing cocktail for you. It is a cocktail that is inspired by something that I did this summer that you all love so much, so I decided I was gonna bring it back Halloween themed. So next week, another fun Halloween themed cocktail for you. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining along with me. As always, you can find me at lakelifestateofmind.com. You can find me on Pinterest. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and of course YouTube, where I house all these videos that I make for you guys every Thursday. Have a wonderful day and we will talk soon. Super excited for this cocktail, super excited for next week. So make sure you come back and yeah, I would love to have you. Have a great day. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.